Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Exotic Giant, and Warhammer fans, this is an update to give you guys a little bit of news that I recently just found out about 5 or 6 minutes ago. So, one of the new updates is talking about enemies. Now, 9 out of 10, if you completed through the game and stuff, which I'm going to let you know now. Spoiler alert before I go any further, so you have enough time to stop and go to a different video or whatever. But I believe the Necrons are coming. I believe that that's the new enemy type, just because of the tomb world underneath what you guys see and the black spires and stuff. And you know, I have a feeling that Necrons are now going to be the next enemy that we fight, which is very cool, very awesome. Going to be a very interesting type of thing to fight because, as we all know from the stories and lore of Necrons, they're not to be trifled with. The next one is new operations, a new story for Titus. So they're going to be new operations, which is good. That's going to be nice and more to play with your friends and stuff. Unfortunately, they're going to be the same worlds that we're on right now. So hopefully, wouldn't hurt them to add in with a dungeon run, which would be a randomly generated type of map that always changes. Maybe it has you run through 2 different types of maps, or maybe all 3 different types of maps in different areas with different types of enemies to fight. That's just a thought. Titus's apparently story is being continued. If you guys don't know very much about Titus, Titus is just a footnote, and I guess his story is going to be told through the video games, which is pretty cool because usually a character that they want to be a footnote, like Commissar Yarrick, who's no longer a footnote, he actually got his own little short story and everything. I guess Titus's story is going to be told through the games. Hopefully they'll keep it in book lore, or they'll do something so in case somebody would prefer to read it, which usually in the books they add a little few extra things of Titus maybe was stepping around and stomped on a human's head. I don't know. The other one is talking about classes. Now, one of the classes I don't see really too much being in it. I don't see it at all working very well unless they decided to do something different with the ability. But I'll talk about that one. But they're talking about adding a chaplain, librarian, or apothecary. Not all 3, but one of them at the moment, which I was like, okay. And they're talking about a chaplain. Well, a chaplain, if you guys don't know about in Warhammer universes, a chaplain is basically a warrior priest. He's a battle brethren that fights along the battle brethren and inspires them to be greater and stuff. So I don't know if his ability is going to be ego boosting. I don't know. Maybe he can sanctify somebody's rounds for them. Maybe he can give the warriors or your front fighters a boost of morale or endurance or damage boost. I don't know how the chaplain would play, because a lot of times the chaplain's just there to greet them their last rites as they're dying on the battlefield, or to basically come over to a buddy and give him a hug and go like, "It's alright, don't worry. I know you just watched your friend explode, but you've got more battle brothers here to fight with you. You're good." But the librarian and the apothecary, I can definitely see being characters that would be very important, because a librarian is a very powerful warp user that can use the warp basically like a Jedi on crack, okay? He makes Emperor Palpatine piss his pants when he sees him coming. And an apothecary is basically your medic. They are good for basically bringing people back online, mending you back together. Like, there's probably a book out there about a space marine losing an arm, and they go like, "It's over there," and he goes like, "Alright, stitch you up, alright, you're good to go, get back in there." "Yes, brother." Apothecary would be fantastic for a lot of the difficult missions, because then you would have somebody that can pick everybody up and get people back into the fight. And the librarian, yeah, maybe they could use some type of, maybe they can just be a mobile tank, you know, or maybe they can imbue your weapons with warp energy and make them do more damage. Again, I don't know. But the 2 other classes, yes, the chaplain I don't see very much, unless he's just going to be a buff supporter type character. And even then, it's like, come on guys, we got plenty of them that can support each other. That's why we got a sniper and a heavy. They're all the support you need. The next thing is talking about the Mark 8 helmet. I guess it's going to be up to us if we get it, which 9 out of 10, we're going to get it if that's what they're putting it at. This one is kind of a 2-parter, so I'll kind of cut the other one out within it instead of just waiting after this next segment. But the devs seem like they're kind of scared of getting sued. So them talking about not being able to implement chaos armor in, the helmet, certain things. That is true. Games Workshop is very high up there, and getting sued is not a very good thing to have on your record. So I would say that that's most likely what they're scared of right now, is getting sued by Games Workshop. So seeing this stuff, I guess it'll be up to us just to kind of like morale and boost it up for them to have like a working case to try to get it pushed through. And I'm pretty sure Games Workshop, as long as they stay within the lore range, they'll allow some things to be okay. And people mod their miniatures a lot, so they can kind of say, okay, we'll kind of let it slide, because some of these miniatures figurines got modded pretty cool. So getting a few extra things that may not have been, and lore wise, that's been okay so far without Games Workshop going like, it's alright. But small adjustments, not big adjustments, not a fucking World Eater wearing, you know, Aragorn's fucking head, but, you know, he's got an Ultramarines fucking outfit on. It ain't gonna work. But the next one is talking about mods. I guess this was a big thing. So the guy was talking kind of if and like you should choose what type of mod you use. Let me be really specific with you guys right now. If the game doesn't support cheaters, don't mod. Period. Not because it doesn't interact with other characters or it doesn't affect the other people. It's just best not to mod, because when you mod, it shows that you're in error, or there's something that has occurred with your system, or when you're playing there's an issue with you inside the server that the dev or map watcher sees that you're kind of seeming a little fishy, or some type of armor color scheme has changed, or you know, you're running as a certain class or whatever, and they don't see it as you trying to cheat, but you see them as an error. So until they implement mods in, just stay away from modding, unless you're gonna just stay on the ops missions. Then yeah, mod all you want, just stay in PvE. But remember, be choosy if you're gonna mod or not, because you may get banned. And the last one, which is the XP thing going on with you completing a mission, working your ass off, sweating, having like one bullet left to your name that's just for you, and having like a cunt hair of fucking health. I mean, like just a pube hair of health left from that mission, and you being the only brother to live and only get shitty XP. They're gonna try to implement and change that up to where you now, depending on how much you kill, how much you do, and how much you fight in it, and how many hordes you take on by yourself, you're gonna get the XP for it, for doing that. So that's good that they're changing the XP system, because I was playing on a hard difficulty, and all the stuff we went through, and then having people jump in and out, and having a guy that just wouldn't do anything, he just stayed hidden in a corner while I'm sitting there fighting a horde. Yeah, it's not really rewarding when you do all the work, but you all get the same amount of XP. It's just not. I mean, there's some parts in this, it's a game, let it be a game, but there's also parts too where I love Warhammer to the point where I would not want them to just garnish the Warhammer lore or anything like that. But to the game XP part, yeah, just let it be a game. Let me whoop a lot of ass and get a lot of XP for it, because I was the true brother. I was the true squad leader of this group. But that's all I have to say, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this may have answered a few questions that people may have had, but I don't know yet. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like it, subscribe, and go check out the other videos I have, and catch you guys later. Peace.